What are the dimensions for volume? What is the unit for volume using SI base units? And what are some other SI units for volume? So let's start with the first one. Their dimensions for volume. Some of you may already know that it's length cubed, and that might make sense because, like, if I had like a box, let's say, that had maybe a length, a width, and a height, I think a simple volume formula for that would be like volume is equal to length times width times height. So as a physicist, I would be inclined to maybe write a formula like this, with just having L represent length, W representing width, and H representing height. So this is, physicists tend to do this. Sometimes it's not, I think it's common in math classes, but it's something we're going to be doing more this semester, is we tend to write formal expressions that express our ideas. It's kind of like writing a paragraph describing what you're saying, but instead we're doing it with algebra and sort of chosen symbols, and different people might choose different symbols, and that's okay, but there's usually easier choices, and that's something we'll be developing more as we go on. But getting back to this question, this is clearly one length times another length times another length. So I think that means that the dimension for volume has to be length multiplied by itself 3 times, which I could summarize with an exponent and say that it's length cubed. So that's the answer I'd like to give for that first part. When it says what is the unit for volume using SI base units, I think the answer I'd like to give there is that it's going to be the meter cubed, because the meter is the base unit for length. It says there, though, what are some other common SI units for volume? I don't know. Anyone know any? Anyone use any other units for volume in science or maybe other parts of life? I think one that comes to my mind, or two, is like the liter and the milliliter, and so I could maybe abbreviate that with an L or an M. And it turns out, actually, there's a funny thing about the abbreviation of the milliliter. You have a choice to whether you make the L lowercase or capitalized on that one. But anyway, those are the two that I'm going to list here. Why don't we go and check the answer? Maybe it'll list something else too, but I don't know. There it is. It says length cubed in words, or length cubed as I wrote. Meters cubed, or M to the third. Liter, or liter outside the U.S., is commonly used, and also the milliliter. And I guess I didn't put the abbreviations for that in the answer in the slide.